Okay.
Mark, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
We've got some questions.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm sure you do.
Pick up some literature on the way. You want to sign
Wait,
in
so
so
that you know that you...
No.
Who do you want to
So
talk
where
to?
do you want to... I just have a couple of questions for you. Actually for you.
Introduce this guy right here.
May I talk to you first or ask? Or well, he can also...
Yeah, he can answer. He
Hi.
can answer the questions. This is
Hi.
Myke Clark.
I'm Julianne.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask what the goal is of public participation opportunities. I read that this is one of the opportunities for public participation.
Hi there.
Hi.
Yep.
I'm Myke Clark.
Mike does our meeting.
Hi, Mark.
Mark. Nice to
Darcy.
meet you. You guys want to record this? Is that...
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't know about this meeting downstream, and we're wondering when the public consultations will be held.
About public participation opportunities, as you put it, in the invitation. So what does that mean? I just would like to know what the goal is of this.
The goal is to provide opportunity to the public, or an opportunity to the public to learn about the project, for us to provide information to the public. Yes.
So is this part of are you asking for feedback, or is it just for you to tell us?
No, we absolutely always do take feedback. Absolutely. The reason that we're doing it right now is because, as you may be aware, we're in the public comment period for the CA process, the federal comment period. So this provides people with an opportunity to get more detailed project information and then provide comments to the federal government if they so desire.
So these comments would be critical during this environmental impact study. They would make and they would contribute to the overall impact study. The comments.
The comments will be what they will be. They come from they can come from anyone in the public. They can come from First Nations.
No, but I mean, but that's part of the process. What you have to go through.
Absolutely, that's part of the
okay.
process.
So that's so we have an opportunity here to participate. What you're saying.
You absolutely do. I
well,
agree.
so then I must tell you that I'm very, very insulted. I live about 30 kilometers, not even 20 kilometers downstream of Stanley, which is downstream of Sisson. I did not receive an invitation. So you're saying you want participation of the people. I was not invited. Do you know how I learned about this meeting? From a friend of mine who got a flyer in his mailbox, who lives, guess where? Upstream, outside this watershed in Woodstock. So you overlooked to invite people south of Stanley.
We put ads in the Gleaner Tuesday.
So let me say this. I apologize for that. We'll make sure that you're invited to any of these.
Not me.
I know.
Any person.
I understand what you're saying. What we're trying to do is get as much public input and feedback as we can. If we have missed people, that is unfortunate.
No.
But can I also add? Can I just finish?
Yeah, sure.
I would like to say that these are not the only open houses that are being
That's true.
proposed.
Where are the other open houses?
Well, there will be open houses that are sponsored by the provincial government as part of their review of the project as well, and they haven't announced those
Well, the
yet.
other ones that we are doing right now in the next 2 days is again outside this watershed in Juniper and in Nashwaak. Can you explain to me why there is not a single open house that you are undertaking in, I don't even say Tama or the Dura Bridge, I say Fredericton, which is 50 kilometers south of Stanley, downstream the Nashwaak, right in the middle of the capital. Or what about St. Mary's First Nation? They have their traditional hunting grounds here. So I'm just telling you here that I'm a little bit ticked off having this open house not being invited. People that are 50 kilometers away upstream from here have actually received a written invitation. I live 20 kilometers downstream, meaning I will be affected, potentially. I did not receive an invitation. And number two, there is no opportunity for those people to participate this way. If they don't know it, how can they participate? So I do believe if you mean it true that you want people to participate, you need to make sure that people can participate. I cannot learn about this by chance. And I only learned this on Friday. His flyer wasn't on Friday. Well, time is ticking. So this is not a right process. If you're meaningful with public participation, this is a big X. I'm sorry. You failed already.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you say that. I mean, that's not our intent. And I'm telling you this, you know.
Well,
as someone who works with a company and who is...
I do believe Mr. Darcy here has also...
So when do the residents of when do the residents of Fredericton get an opportunity to have a public meeting for the Sisson Mine project by your company? Because part of our aquifer is fed by openings in the Nashwaak River. And I mean, we have a vested interest in our drinking water. And I would think a project of this magnitude deserves an opportunity for the residents of Fredericton to be properly informed. So again, when will you be holding a public meeting like here in Stanley in Fredericton?
So initially, the reason we're doing these now is because we wanted to hold open houses in the villages and the communities closest to the project site. And we can only do so many open houses in such given period of time. So,
but
that's not a valid reason.
But Nashwaak is 80 kilometers away. That's way further away than Fredericton and Taymouth and St. Mary's. So your reasoning doesn't add up to me.
So I can't speak for the province in terms of when they will hold their open houses or their hearings, because that's something that they determine. I would imagine one of those will be in Fredericton, and whether we have them in Fredericton moving forward, I'm not going to say we won't do that. We may do that. We haven't made that decision yet, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
So why can't you schedule one?
Pardon me?
Why can't you schedule one?
Why can't I?
Why can't you schedule a meeting in Fredericton?
Well, we decided to schedule a meeting in these communities because of their proximity to the project.
Right. Fredericton's very close. It's in the same. Fredericton shares the same watershed.
It shares the same watershed and it's closer by 30 kilometers. So I'm just curious. Explain to me how this is closer, how Nashwaak is closer. Guys, Nashwaak is not closer than Fredericton. And again, I wasn't even invited, people downstream. So I just want to, we met you before, we were here before, and we made our point, and Mr. Darcy here as well, and he had asked you, and we promised him that there would be an open, am I correct?
There would be a meeting in Fredericton.
On tape that there would be a meeting in Fredericton by your company. And I understand that government is doing their own thing as well, and that's separate right now. But we're just here to say, well, the location and the process, how people were invited, is not conducive for people to participate. How can I participate and the deadline is October 15th for the first comment period, and it's coming up soon. So this to me shows it's not that, well, I'm interpreting, but this is really a lack of trying to get all the public participating, the one that is actually affected by it. Think about it, upstream versus downstream. There seems to be a very clear selection of communities, what you've done here, upstream versus downstream, in my mind. If 2 out of the 3 open houses are out of the watershed, and the only one that's within the watershed is Stanley, we're literally close to Sisson, that's not conducive to participation of those people that are affected.
So before the closing date, can we have a meeting in Fredericton to allow public comment, please?
We will not be having a company-sponsored open house in Fredericton before the 15th of October.
Even though it shares the same watershed?
Yes.
And why not?
I think I've explained that.
I haven't heard a valid reason. I think you're avoiding the urban population of Fredericton. You don't want that population to be advised of the information about this project.
We're absolutely not doing that. We're trying to get as much information out to as many people as we can.
How do you do it in Fredericton?
How will we do it in any community?
How are you doing it in Fredericton?
Well, we're doing it in several different ways. As part of the environmental assessment process, there will be open houses sponsored by the provincial government.
Right. And the comment period for this portion of the EIA closes when? October.
For the federal CIAs.
October 15th. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.